Yep, I don't know what's going on. My face should be up in here. Let's try this again. Let's try it again, man. You gotta try this again, man. All these problems I had today, so I had to come in so a little bit later. Try to get this done, tonight, because it's just been crazy, crazy, man. Everybody lost their internet, so I might have to just reset it. That's all right. Y'all can suffer through if you make it in here tonight. It's more or less just talking anyway. So y'all know what Eagle look like. Yeah. So I have to do this. I have to do this again tomorrow. As far as like try to get my grill up in there, man. Try to fix that tomorrow. Try to see if I can see this fight. I still haven't ordered it, but I'll probably be watching it on a smaller platform tomorrow for the most part because I got to work. So it's one of my biggest day to work is on Saturday. That's when I try to get these ends in on Saturday. So we'll try to get that watched. I got to be able to watch it, man. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because we never know. I see my brother out there, Tilo404. Are you up late? Salute to you, man. I see you out there. Yeah. Because we got, grown folk, we got to look at both ways. We got to look at different ways and stuff like that. So we're not going to be able to we can't pretend like it ain't going to happen. Because the shit can happen, you know what I mean? It could happen, you know what I mean? But at least we'll have a way, we'll at least know that we checked it out. We like, okay, we talked about it over in Eagles Web. So we talked about it. And it is what it is. It's just like shit. They both got smashed. 'Cause, we don't think this is gonna happen, but odd stuff happened, man. I mean, there's just odd, strange nights. I mean, what happened to Wilder? That was like an odd, strange night when that happened. That last fight with him and Tyson Fury. That was like an odd. Everything was so odd leading into it that. I mean, a lot of people like to, the costume or whatever that he wore and all that, but it's like, I don't know, when you do stuff that's mystical like that, then mystical things can happen. And we'll see. I know one thing, Rosario's not scared of nobody. So that's one thing. Let's get that clear now because he's not scared. And Sergey is not scared either. So let's talk about this. Let's get on Sergey first. Let's just see. So one thing the Sergey, let me switch this real quick. So one thing you want to do, Sergey, on this, and I'm not gonna hold y'all like a long time. So I don't know, cause I stay up late anyway. Regardless, you guys will be asleep before I will. Some of you will. Some of you stay up late like I do. Sometimes I might stay up the whole night. People say, how you do that? I'm like, because sometimes I don't want to sleep. I get more done. My smartest response to that is I always tell people I get more done when I'm awake than I do when I'm asleep. When I'm awake, I can get a lot done. Sleeping, I can hardly get anything done. The thing I can do is mess up the bed when I'm sleeping, rolling back and forth. Yeah, but as you can see, he looks a little battered here. And this is the look we don't want to have. So, Sergey, you don't want to have this kind of a look during the fight. And the way you get like this is when you end banging and, brawling and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be a lose situation for you. Because one thing, you do bruise up easy and you do get swollen easy. Or you've been swollen up quite a bit. And you've been dropped by Jacobs. And Jacobs don't have the punches that Charlo got. And if you get swole up like that early, it may be an early night for you. It may be a complete wrap. If you get swollen up early like that. Because Charlo is not going to swell up like you if you guys exchanging. You may get a bruise on him, but you're going to be huffing and puffing. And once he gets you to where you can't see uppercuts, you're in trouble. So you want to stay away from that. But we're on his side today, so I'm gonna tell you. So let's switch over. Let's switch it up real quick. So this is what you want to. This is what you want to be able to do. If you inside, it looks like you're fighting a little bit low. You don't want to lean in like that though. That's one thing you don't want to do. And you caught Triple G, but you're not gonna catch Charlo like that. That's the difference. You're not fast enough to catch Charlo like you can catch Triple G. But one thing I like is you're rolling around, and that's gonna be a good thing. If you can roll around and not roll into an uppercut. So it's roll around and just get that body work in both sides. Side to side, working that body, jabs to the stomach, and get out of there. Matter of fact, that's some of the same advice that I want to give to Rosario is, a lot of stomach jabs. Use that. That's a mainstay. Use that like Mayweather used it. Just, to the body. That's that jab. Get out of there. Throw some hard shots. You got pretty good reach. You got a lot of strength. So let's get that done. And that's how you can get that upset. But your normal style of just brawling, you're going to have to change that. You're not going to be able to do that because you're going to get set up. Especially you like to charge in. And you're not going to be able to charge in like that. You come charging in like that, it's going to be lights out Tony for you. And that's just in my old pine. And we're going to see how that goes. We're going to see how that plays out. And we're going to talk about it because that's what we do. And we always talk about it. So if it plays out that way, it's going to play out that way. If it plays out another way, then our conversation has to change accordingly. So angles, you're going to have to be quicker. I don't know, you're not that quick, but even if you're timing yourself, another thing you do, you time yourself, but you're going to have to punch in between punches. If you find yourself being slower, is make sure that the punch that you get hit with is just not that good. In other words, make sure that when you get countered or you're getting hit, that is not the hardest shot you can get hit with. And you make sure you're firing back. So even if somebody's throwing 2-1, at least you're getting one off. So time they're throwing that in between that first punch, when that first punch is going back and they're throwing the second punch, you should be throwing a punch. If you're not, chances are, go back to it, chances are that's what you're going to end up looking like. And we trying to keep away from looking like that. Because we're talking about upsets here. We're not hoping for upset, but we're just saying if it's upset, that's the way you're going to do it. That's the way you're going to do it. You're not going to do it any other way. Because I don't see you outboxing. I don't see you outboxing Charlo. In no way possible. I'm not saying you can't, but you may be able to. But at the same time, the chances of you doing that is just not. It's not a great chance for you to do that. For you outboxing, and same thing with Rosario. Rosario is probably not going to outbox Charlo. Either one of them brothers. Not going to outbox him. Oh, here we go. About to start something. Something that I didn't want to do. This internet is something else, man. It just does what it wants to. If it just feels like it, that's what it does. Yeah. Cause you got a pretty good rating and stuff like that. So I don't see why you can't go in there and do something with it. You got a couple of losses though. That's the only thing about him is that he does have a couple of losses that they just don't look too good. Never been knocked out though. But he lost to, anytime he steps up, it seems like he loses. Because Danny Jacobs he lost, but it was split. But then Triple G beat him unanimously. And I have a problem with that. So when we throw you out there like that, it doesn't look as good. It adds up more for Charlo than it adds up for you. That's what I'm gonna say about that. It just adds up for Charlo, to put the whooping on him a little bit, worse. And this can be a damaging fight for either fighter. Can be a real damaging fight. But we're gonna see. That's all. That's what we here for. That's what the grown folks is here for. The grown folks is here to see how this thing play out. And I do appreciate Tilo coming up in here. Yeah, because I didn't know I was gonna be this late. I had to work first, and that's the whole thing. So let's get to this. And we just get up out of here, man. But I just want to have my thoughts because I had already had this pulled up. I'm like, man, I got my thoughts right here. And then for far as with Sergiy in this fight here, you got J-Rock covering up, and you don't care. You even throwing looping shots at him, battering him. So if you get somebody in the shell like that, hard as you punch, and you're long, get all that leverage, a lot of times that's not good leverage, but you do have your right hand set for a straight shot. Since he's covered up, you got your, so you're looping in. That's very smart. A lot of people don't understand how smart that is. If I'm looping punches and throwing straight punches, you don't want to throw too wide punches because you get caught. But he has one hand, because J-Rock can still throw like a straight shot from being in the shell like that. He can throw a straight shot. But he's going to be too worried about covering up because he's about to take a left hook, a looping left hook, and then probably a right hand. And that's what you want to do. If you can get that off against Charlo, that'll be a good thing. If you can get that off against him. You're probably not, but in any case, if he folds up like that, if he gets in that, what we call the shrimp pose, the nautilus, if he gets in that little nautilus hold like that, then, hey, do what you got to do, man. Start firing. Just start firing, because it's going to have to be a rough fight for you, so make it rough. And fire up top, straight shots, looping shots, straight shots, looping shots, uppercuts. But don't stay open like this against Charlo. And you can get yourself upset too. But just don't stay open like that, because if you stay open like that, you may be in for it yourself. Yeah. And this is one of the poses I was talking about. This is what he want to do. See, he has to, that low shot like that. Nice low. More boxers should use that. Solar plexus, liver, even if it's a jab. Solar plexus, liver, around, all around the midsection. Just those low jabs, because that takes the snap out of another fighter's punches after a while. And sometimes you can actually catch them to where they're breathing, and you can knock the wind out of them. And it's hard to recover when somebody knocks the wind out of you, even if it's a short jab like that. If somebody knocks the wind out of you, it's hard to recover. Catching your breath is harder to recover than any other stamina point. It's, to catch your breath back once the wind is knocked out of you. That's why the body shots you get when you get a body shot KO is so devastating, because the person, it just freezes the person. They can't breathe and nothing, man. You know what I mean? It's worse. The shock wave feels worse. It hurts a lot worse. A head knockout, a lot of times you don't even feel it. But a body knockout, you just everything is just like in so much pain. But even if you don't get that knockout, but just try to get to that body. And I think if you're lower, like he is right there, if he's nice and low, bends those knees. If you bend those knees, you can make some noise right there. As long as you got those knees bent. You got those knees bent low. Because you're out of the power from the uppercut. If you raise up a little bit, then you just set right there for the power of the uppercut. But Charlo does go down sometimes too. But he's not going to go down real low. And I take that Mayweather used to do this a lot. Sweet Pea Whitaker used to do this a lot. There's fighters that used to do that a lot. Roy Jones did it. But I think MTN was probably one of the best at getting that little body shot off, that jab right there. So if you get that, and like I said, anytime you get an opportunity to get somebody shelled up, straight hands and looping hands, and you may be able to get that W. We want to see a good fight, but we want to see you in there, mixing it up. Get them hands up, get those hands down, get those hands up, looping shots. I don't think you're not like an uppercut master or nothing like that. So work off of what you got. So work off your jab, work off your hooks, work off your looping shots, and make sure you stay at a further distance. A further distance, if you're low, a further distance, and then if you get up high, then of course I think you want to be mid-range is pretty good for you. Because mid-range, you're gonna stay out of uppercut range. And we don't want to see you in uppercut range. You want to stay out of uppercut range at all times, because those Charlos are notorious for getting those uppercuts off. And I don't know how well you can take an uppercut. And we've seen, because your one loss is, you didn't lose to the best person. You know what I mean? Nathaniel Gallimore. That's not the best person to lose to. So, he's not a high rated fighter. But styles make fights, and we got some. This is like it's not a style lovers matchup, either one of these fights, but it's intriguing because you don't know what can happen. You see what I mean? You just don't know what can happen right now. And that's what makes it good for boxing, is that we don't know on this one. We're not looking at just like blowouts, but there's a potential for it. There's a real strong potential for upset, and then there's a real strong potential for just, a blowout, and there's a real strong possibility for close fights. And you can't make them better than that when you got when there's all these variables in there. Yeah, we need them though, D-Lo. D-Lo said, I just hope we get great fights this weekend. We need them, brother. We definitely need them. For the rest of y'all to keep popping in and out, y'all can have some comments. Come down, man, and we ain't gonna stay that long. Don't worry about it. And yes, y'all want to stay a little bit longer. We stay longer and just talk about it. But if these two fights with the Charlos, man, if they could, I've seen a lot of fight matchups, and a lot of times we just already know this is gonna be a blowout. And sometimes it's not, but most time when we know it's a blowout, it's a blowout. On these, it's like, I think that to be honest, in my opinion, that I feel like the Charlos are actually thinking about these fights a lot more than they've been thinking about other fights. And I'm not talking about Jamel, like Jamel against Harrison. Of course, he came in a little bit tight. He fought the fight a little bit tight. He was just trying to be like, too precise. But then when he lands, it's all over with. But this here, I think it's a little bit of mystery in this fight here, in this fight with Rosario. And same thing with Derevyanchenko, with Jamal. I think he has to think, because I know he's thinking that this is probably one of his hardest fights. And they're just like really thinking. They want to put on a show. And I'm not saying that they care about being careless, because these two don't really, they're not careless anyway. You feel me? They're not careless. They always keep everything. Yeah. And then there you go too. And some of the short fights, some of the short fights is actually, some of the short fights is something else. Yeah. Yeah. But that looping hand like that, get that looping hand off. Yeah, the Hagler. But with the Hagler Hearns, what happened with the Hagler Hearns? I see down there B&B Boxing. He said salute the Eagles Web, salute B&B. With the Hagler Hearns, this is what I heard an interview with Manny Stewart. Yeah, may he rest in Nectin. If you guys can still hear me, put up a 1 if you can still hear me. If you can hear me, if you can hear me now, just put up a 1 so I know I'm back on. Because I cut off there for a second. Because I was just about to tell a little short story about Manny. Okay, I'm back in. Okay, so with Manny, what happened with Manny? So this is what Emmanuel Stewart said. Emmanuel Stewart said that what Tommy Hearns did is he made a fatal error before the fight. And what he did, he got the muscles all loosened up before the fight. So he got like a body massage before the fight. And you already know, if you get a body massage, I see you down there, Jay Cooley. Salute to you. He said salute to Eagle and the brothers and sisters. There we go. So if you get a total body massage before anything, you're going to be so relaxed. I mean, if you've ever had one, you can't do shit. I'm just telling you, You can't do a damn thing. All you just like, you just feel melted. Like, oh man, what did they do to my muscles? It's like they just loosened up your muscles to the point to where nothing's really, you're just too relaxed, man. You're drowsy and everything else. And even if you come out, like you come out firing, everything is just it's just not gonna feel right. Everything is going loose. Everything is loose. And so, even, I mean, you might have snap. Matter of fact, you can even get injured easier. There's no tightness, you know. And then just think about it. You got to warm up and get your sweat going. So you're warming up and everything. Things just feel, they just don't feel right. You're tired already. So you come in the ring, you're already tired. You're sweating, but now you're all tired out. You see what I mean? So you come in there, you're all tired out, and yeah, you're gonna get worn out. You got 12 rounds ahead of you. If you got 12 rounds ahead of you, now if you was a preliminary fighter, 4-rounder, 6-rounder, yeah, you can make it off a massage. You can still probably make it, but not against somebody like Hagler who's coming to kill you. And you know, I was watching a little bit of the Sugar Ray Leonard Hagler replay today. I was looking at it, and Ray was, you can see Ray was stressed out as hell. But I came up to a conclusion about that fight also, because initially I thought that Hagler might have pulled it off. But where Hagler made his mistake was in those rounds where he was coming out orthodox. He wasn't effective. So if he would have came out, you know, if he came out southpaw the whole time, he probably could have got the nod. But he came out orthodox, and he was messing. He was just missing too much. They both were missing in a lot of rounds. But Hagler was really missing when he came out orthodox. He should have never done that. Yep. Yeah, but that's a good point, though, when you put up that some short fights are exciting. Yeah, you got that right. They are exciting, a lot of the short fights. You know what I'm saying? So that was a very exciting fight right there. But let me get back to y'all, see what y'all got to salute Eagle and the brothers and sisters. And initially, I thought Jamel felt that Rosario was afraid to fight him because he didn't initially jump in at the fight. I'm glad he knows better now. Yeah, Rosario ain't scared of nobody. He ain't scared of nobody. I'm training now. I'm the champ. Banana. Y'all call me Banana Pudding. D-Lo 404 said, makes sense. You turn fast twitch muscle, very reactive muscles into relaxed muscle. There you go. So the fire's not there, and you end up hurting yourself too. See, and D-Lo got it, because that's what happened. You're all loose. You're too loose. Because there's a difference, like even with a sprinter. So what a sprinter does, like a sprinter, if you ever see a sprinter, like a world-class sprinter, what they do is they stretch. But if you also know, after they stretch, even before they get into the blocks, always doing stretching. But then they fire the muscles right back up. They'll stretch and then they'll jump. And they'll jump more than once. They'll jump a few times. They'll jump a lot. But they stretch the muscles, then they jump. They make sure those muscles are still firing. But that's a lot different to stretch than to have your shit all like mushy. If you get massaged like that and then try to sprint, you coming in last. Jamiro always says Rosario might come in too relaxed. Yeah. And then, yeah, we don't want Rosario to come in too relaxed. We want him to understand that he's in there with a monster too at B&B. So he has to know that, hey, I'm in there with a monster too. Because if he comes in there acting like he's not in there with a monster, he will go to sleep. He still got to be, respectful, but he has to use his skill set to the best of his ability. You know what I mean? The best of his ability. He's not slow. He's heavy-handed, but he's not slow. He can get some shots in on you. He can hurt you. I think he can hurt Charlo to the body, to be honest. He can hurt anybody to the body. And I don't really I'm not doing Charlo's side today, but Charlo do not be going back and forth, trying to trade with the guy. Charlo's side, he has to box. We talked about that. Charlo got to box. But Rosario got to just do, like, he has to do a lot of things like pinpointing. So everything he does have to count. Because they're different skill set. Everything he does has to count. Yep. D-Lo again, he said lots of people don't realize that Hearns actually outboxed Sugar Ray Leonard until they think of Hearns as slugger and don't appreciate how great of a boxer he was on top of having that power. That's right. And he could. He could really box good. He made a couple of errors in that fight, because this is what a lot of people don't know about Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard could catch your ass from the outside. His arms look short, but Sugar Ray Leonard, for some reason, could reach your ass. And Tommy likes tall. Tommy's over 6 feet tall and real long arms. And what Tommy made his mistake is he didn't use those to push Ray off. Like, keep Ray away. You got to keep Ray off. Because Ray, if you notice, Ray fought some bigger fighters, like even when he fought at a catch weight, when he fought Donnie Lalonde. He caught Donnie Lalonde with a looping shot. Ray would catch your ass with a looping shot. And so that's why you got to be careful with Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard could catch your ass if you was taller. If you had longer arms, he could catch you. And once he catch you, he going to close the distance. Then he going to shoot shine out at your ass. Yeah. Yeah, Mel can't. Yeah, you're right. Mel can't let Rosario catch him with that shit that Harrison was landing. You got that right. But he knew the difference, though. He know. I think he knows the difference. They're not going, believe me, they're not going in there thinking that they're blowouts. But they can be blowouts. They can make them blowouts. And that's why these fights are intriguing, because they can be blowouts, they can be evenly matched, or they can be upsets. Either way, they can be all three. Shit, they might be all three. Blow up, upset, and everything else. Yeah, D-Lo back again. I think the part about Tommy's problem was that he got too comfortable. Oh, yeah, and there was, yeah, he was getting comfortable because he was boxing his way back in, and he was actually ahead. But Sugar Ray would never let your ass stay ahead. The only person that got ahead and stayed ahead with him, and that was Duran, like in number one, the first fight. Because Ray wasn't really ready for that, to be honest. He wasn't ready for that shit. Hold on a second. Yeah, because what I was gonna say about Duran, see, Duran was kind of, he's really a bully. To be honest, Duran was a bully, because Duran knew that I got power to knock your ass out, so you adjust to me. And if you had to adjust to Duran, the problems that Duran had, if you were real fancy or something, if you was just a slick boxer, you was gonna beat Duran. As long as you got a little bit of a chin, or you just wasn't gonna get touched. Because Tommy destroyed him. And Benitez was good. And a lot of people don't even know that Wilfred Benitez I'm talking about. A lot of people say I look like Wilfred Benitez at times. But Wilfred Benitez, since we're just doing a little bit of, this is not necessarily history, but it's just a little bit of information. You guys probably already know. Wilfred Benitez did not train more than 2 weeks for any fight, no matter who he was fighting. That's how good he was. He didn't really take it that serious, you know what I mean? He's like, okay, you're a fighter. I'll adapt to you. I don't need but 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Are you kidding me? Championship fighter, 2 weeks. And you got people now just complaining. See, this is what I'm saying. That the old school boxing that we had, and then the boxing that we have now, they need to shut the hell up on a lot of shit that they talking about. They need to shut the hell up. Oh, that's too. I didn't get enough of a notice. So 3 weeks. When you got a fighter that just used to fight, he knew he had a fight coming on. You feel me? He knew he had a fight coming up. He like, I'll fight your ass. I'm just like, okay, 2 weeks. I'm ready for you. See? And D-Lo again, he said, I think part of Tommy's problem was, okay, they got too comfortable. Yeah, we read that. And then B&B Box said he's a good counterpuncher. Jamel is going to have to be careful, because I can see him losing this fight if he gets reckless. Yeah. But I think it might be a case of who catches who first. And see that's what I'm saying. B&B Boxing brings up a good point too, because at any given time, it could be you catch me or I catch you at any given time. And we've had great fighters to fight like that. You catch me or I catch you. You know what I mean? Just like Julian Jackson. He was a little bit past his prime, as you know, he started having a little bit of failures and stuff. But if he would have fought McClellan, like, I think earlier, that would have been great. That would have been a classic because he could take a lot more punishment until he actually got hurt a few times or whatever. Especially when his eye got messed up, he wasn't even very good of a boxer anymore. He wasn't that good of a boxer anymore. You know, he's too worried about the eyes and stuff like that when he first came back. And I think his first fight back, he was getting beat up on pretty bad. But then that power, he has so much power. And see, that's what we got to look at. See, we could see something like that. You know what I mean? We could see a fight where let's say Mel just peeks them up and all of a sudden, blam. It's like, where'd that shit come from? It's like, oh my goodness, God. And you can't, there's nothing you can do. Or you can't pick him up from the television screen. All you're going to be like, damn, man, he caught his ass. You see what I mean? Yep. But like I said, there's just so many things that can come up in this fight. But nobody's really, a lot of people, I'm not saying nobody, but nobody's really, a lot of people aren't discussing the possibilities of these fights. These possibilities of these fights they're just endless as far as what could possibly happen. I mean, we could really see if we see both titles leave, that'd be something else right there. But I don't know about their contracts and stuff. If it's rematch clauses and stuff like that, they would have to really, both of them would have to come back from the dead, and it would really hurt Jermell because that'd be his second loss. But I don't think Jermell's ready for no more losses and stuff. But that 154 is becoming a beast. 160 not so much. Not so much. 150, but 154, they got so many fighters that will fight. Everybody will fight. And we got some fighters that I put cautionary stamps on, and everybody knows who those fighters are. So I put some cautionary stamps like some of these fighters may need to just, stop. Get some more bread and for the family. But your opposition, you can't fight none of these monsters. You cannot. And I'm going to stick with that when I say J-Rock cannot fight no more of these monsters. Can't. Because you're going to get hit during the fight. You are going to get hit. As simple as that. And one of these power punches hits you, man. I don't like the way he reacts to hard punches. I don't like the way he reacts, man. He just completely freezes. Boom. He's just, oh, I'm done. I'm done. He's just showing you that I'm done. Yep. Yeah. What D'Lo said. D'Lo said, yep, I have said that Mel could have to get off the canvas to win this fight. Yep. We may have to see that because we probably will have to see it at one point because most fighters, if you stand there and fight and fight and fight, you will have to get up off that canvas at one point in your career. And that's a great point because then we see what you look like when you get up off the canvas. And that's what we want to see. We want to see what you look like when you get off. If you get off and you just a beast, like, okay, that's cool. He's off the canvas. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go, too. You got that right. Duran was just a different animal. Those are some, yeah. There's some great fights to go back and look at. Yeah. But, yeah, one thing about Duran was a monster. I knew some of his people. But Duran is just... Duran was crazy as hell. I mean, he knew he had that power. He had like that little herky jerky, the style that he had. You wasn't gonna land nothing like real powerful on him. If you, especially if you was about his height. If you had Tommy Hearns was just a complete different person against Duran. Duran just couldn't do a damn thing. Couldn't touch Tommy. And if Tommy got you at the end of the stick, it's good night. It's simple as that. That last punch he hit Duran with, that was it. Made him do the crybaby. One of them. When you do that face plant, it's a wrap. Yeah, when you do the face plant, it's over. You don't usually see people get up from the face plant. Yeah. And there you go, D'Lo. So that's why they can't tell me shit when they try to compare eras. I'm telling them to get the hell all the way out of here. Because I was going to say at one point, I think... if I'm not mistaken, and I think I mentioned this before, I believe that Jerry Corey had 11 fights in 1 year one time. 11 fights. Muhammad Ali had, probably 8 fights in a year before. More than one fight in a month. It's just like, don't give us that bullshit because you're not the thing is what this is why this is the illusion of why everybody thinks athletes are so much greater and stuff. It's because of performance enhancing drugs, regardless of if it's pharmaceuticals, over the counter, or whatever. That's all it is. Nobody's training harder. There's none of that. You got different equipment and shit. You got different kinds of bags. You got the aqua bag and all this. These are upside down bags. You got all this bullshit. But Muhammad Ali used to train in the water. You got fighters that chop wood and do all kinds of stuff. It's like you think it's old school. Get your ass out there. Just grab an axe one day and just cut a little bit of wood. I challenge your ass to cut through two fallen trees. Just cut all the way from a fallen tree, and I'm saying one with a little thickness, like maybe 2 feet of thickness. Just cut through 2 pieces of the shit. Cut through one log, and then just cut 2 logs out of that shit, and see what you feel like, and see what your hands look like. And they used to do even more shit back there because they like soak your hands in brine and shit like that. Wrap your shit up with plaster. They used to do all kinds of shit. Make you stick your hand in hot sand and all kinds of shit, man. So don't tell me about the training and all that. We are the same like any other creature on this earth. We're the same. We get bigger because we do shit we ain't supposed to. Messing with the DNA and all kinds of other shit. That's it. That's all it is. And the skill set, I'm looking at skill set. I said, who got the same, as a heavyweight, who has the same kind of skill set that even George Foreman had? Who has the same skill set that Larry Holmes or Muhammad Ali had? Even Joe Louis, who has that same skill set? Y'all get the hell out of here with that, man. Y'all, it's just that nobody wants to fall back on the older fighters, man. It's just because these fighters aren't really stepping up because of the era and shit. Oh, we just want the money. You know what I mean? If you want the money, start knocking people's asses out. Just start doing the right thing. You feel me? But the errors we have to, it's not really a comparison, but what we have to do, we have to look at them. We have to go back and look how these fighters fight. They fought that way for a certain reason. Just like Jack Johnson, people think Jack Johnson couldn't move as much as Jack Johnson could move a whole hell of a lot faster than what you've seen in black and whites. And we went over that before. Jack Johnson had to do what he had to do. And I want to give it, maybe I give it away, but I usually keep that as a trivia. He fought the way he fought to keep from getting hung and everything else. To keep the audience in there too. So he's taking rounds off, but he already told you he was going to beat you. I'm going to punish you. Don't get tired. I'm going to punish your ass for 25 rounds or something like that. Yeah. D-Lo 404 said, we are in the boxing is a business first era. That's exactly it. See, and I didn't even read that, and I end up saying that almost a boxing is a hustle era. That's it. It's crazy. Then he back again. He said, laugh out loud. He said, right, you can't pick him up and help him. That's it. All you can do is leave the room and go, God, they turn the channel or turn the TV off. I hate doing that. You know that? When I have to just turn, and I apologize because my for some reason this thing didn't reset, so I can't. You guys don't get to see me, but I don't. That hurts my feelings when I gotta just turn the TV off. I don't want to hear the commentators no more. I don't want to hear nobody. My fighter lost, the one I was really pulling for, he lose. That you don't even want to hear shit. But then you always sneak the television back on. But you don't really want to see that replay. You're like, shit, I got to see this replay. Because when you don't want to see the replay, guess how many times they're going to show that shit? They're going to show that shit until the end. And guess what they're going to do at the very end? They're going to they're going to have a special theme music for your fighter to get knocked the F out at the end. That's what they always do, that shit. Special theme music at the end. After they do their wrap up. They do their wrap up and then your fighters get knocked the hell out. And, your fighter got that special music going and shit. Yeah. D-Lo again, he said that was a beautiful beating. He cried, yeah. He said D-Lo hell, even Vladimir Klitschko had like 13 fights in 2007. Not that they was they wasn't world beaters, you right. He said, but they working your ass off on the way up. That's it. That's what it is. He said, yep, PEDs, whether legal or illegal, make a difference. That's all it is. It doesn't have shit to do with no training. Because your body can only take so much training before you get worn out. People don't understand that shit. But they taking stacks and all this shit to make your heart, work better, slower and shit like that. You're just messing yourself up in the long run. Just get your ass in there and train. Train to where you can fight 20 rounds. That's it. Or 16 rounds where you can become. That's it. Don't go in there and do too much. Don't be doing 30 rounds of shit while you sparring. Don't do no dumb shit like that. Don't do it. You don't need all that. And that goes, a lot of the overtraining goes with lack of intelligence. Because if you train for 15, you're good. If you train for 16, 17, you're good. If you train for 40, that's you stupid. Because all you're relying on is your stamina and shit. And I can just go in there and just throw punches like crazy. Probably going to be overtrained or something like that. You can be missing your mark. Yeah, you can go that long, but you overtrain. Your timing, everything's off. Can't keep your timing for 30 rounds. Stop it. You're just not going to do it, man. But you got people thinking, oh, you can do it. Yeah, no, it's not going to do it. I'm sorry. You just got to train. Your corner has to teach you to be a smarter fighter. And then you have to learn some stuff on your own. Yeah. D-Lo back in there again. He said, man, I used to cut wood. He said, when I was a kid, he said, I don't want no more parts of that shit. Yep. B&B boxing, these fighters need to stay in the gym. They're spoiled now. Yeah, they spoiled. Yep. D-Lo 404 said, when Sergio Martinez KO Paul Williams, I turned the TV over and got in the crybaby pose in the bed once I saw that he was still alive. Yeah, I know. That was one of them things, man. That was one of them things that everybody, I just didn't like that, but it was just it's just you being too comfortable. You too comfortable, and like they say, them shots you don't see is what hurts you. And him being comfortable like that, and that shot caught him. They knew instantly it was over. Everybody knew instantly it was over. Oh, they was like, all your head can do is just drop. I mean, I'm not the type. I seen somebody on YouTube or whatever. He was getting filmed, man, and I don't know if it was a boxing match or basketball, but he got so mad, man, and it was nice big screen television. I'm like, he just took something and just fired it right through the screen. And I seen somebody else just pick up the screen and just slam it down. I'm like, man, why would you take? I know you lost money, but don't take it out on the television, man. It's not the television's fault, man. It's your pick. You pick wrong. Yeah, he said, Eagles Web, you still ain't opened up a panel. Yeah, I got to figure out, man, that damn what was it? I was using that StreamYards. That shit wasn't working right, man. I'll get to it, man. I got to figure out a way to get that shit done, man. I'm not that good. I'm not really that good at it. It looks like sometimes you see some of my stuff, you think I'm good at this shit. I'm not really that good at that shit, man. King and them. I see King Louis, salute to King Louis. King Louis and them better at that shit, man. I gotta learn how to do that. I gotta learn how to do more, and it's more with time. I went to school for the shit. That's how bad I am. I went to school for the shit and can't even do the shit. You know what I mean? But I'll get it, man. And I'll have y'all on and stuff like that. We'll talk about it. Because instead of me having to read all the time, it'd be nice to have y'all come on and talk. You know what I mean? I had to do this stream here because of the bullshit that went on. My neighborhood, they didn't even tell us what they did. They just took our cable out. Like, F your neighborhood. And just took the cable out. Man, that was bullshit, man. Don't be doing it. Especially, I was all hyped up for it, too, because I had more shit I wanted to talk about. Yeah. But anyway, King Louis, salute to King Louis, and salute Eagle, and the real ones in the chat. He said, I got a little Charlo by late night stoppage, yeah. Yeah, we all got them. Yeah, we got them like that, but we're just talking about the, you know how Eagle do it, man. So I had to come in. I wanted to just say that just because we have seen stuff in the past, I wanted everybody to know that, that there's a lot of scenarios that can happen in these two fights. This ain't just no pick 'em like 50-50. Yeah, we know the brothers should come out victorious. But we know that people can just, you can go in and just have a fucked up game plan and just mess up and you in there trading and you getting caught with some heavy shit to the body and stuff, and you get tired out or something like that, and that's it. Because just look back at the MTM versus, I mean, this is not really a comparison to this, but if look at the MTM versus Conor McGregor, right? You see what he did to him, just drowned his ass, right? So you can't think that none of these other fighters are capable of drowning another fighter. You can't think that way. So I know I'm going with Charlos. I'm going with both Charlos. I'm going with both of them. Because Derevchenko, I just don't like the opposition that he lost to, and I think that Charlo's going to really hand him up, pretty decent. But Rosario, I don't like who he lost to, but I like his explanation that, he was never able to train, and that was, who he lost to, that was kind of a step up though, and styles make fights, but. And it wasn't like he wasn't like out cold, a TKO, but he wasn't out cold. So do we know if it was a give up or nothing? So we just don't. We'll see, man. So hopefully it's gonna be the way we want to. Maybe they're gonna be short, or maybe they're gonna hit the middle, or maybe they're gonna hit the championship rounds, and maybe we're gonna see knockdowns on both sides. That would be that'd be nice to see knockdowns on both sides. I'm just keeping it 100 for me. It'd be nice to see knockdowns on both sides to see what those Charlos got. Because a lot of people just don't think. I think they got chins from another era. That's what I really believe. I think they really do have chins because everybody thought that Hurd had the chin. And I had a discussion with somebody about Hurd versus if the era could, if the eras could merge him against Hagler. I said Hagler would pick him apart. I said because Hagler was just pinpointing. Just too accurate. And he would have caught him with a lot. Yep. King Louis again, he said Eagles Web boxing. He said, I'll show you how to do it with OBS. Okay. Yep. All right. I appreciate that, King. Yep. B&B boxing said King Louis, it can go the other way in that one. He said, I'm not really worried about Jamal. Yeah, I'm not worried about Jamal seems like that he's gonna be like, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, though. But Jamal seemed like that's going to be a fight where, I can get this shit done in a good fashion. You know what I mean? Because I think and here it is. Because of the real confidence, he has that confidence. I think his 154 brother, Jamel, I think that the confidence still lacks a little bit. I'm not saying he's not confident to the point he can't beat anybody at 154, but he lets doubt get in there to where he has to be more vocal and shit. He don't have to be that vocal, man. He got to know, man, I am the goods, man. F that. I'm the goods. I'm going to get this shit done. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. So D'Lo got another point out there again. Yep. He got another point out there again. Cause D'Lo said, he said, man, I'm still surprised at how Gallimore got ran over by the prospect Fundura a few weeks ago. Yeah. See? And that's what I'm saying. We never know, man. Yeah. If one of them lose, what we gonna do? Yep, and B&B got another good point too, because B&B says Rosario might have figured it out and come out like a champ for real. And if I'm saying, man, if we see surprises and see, this is what you need to do as a champ. So if he just comes out and just fire overhand right away, like Ward did. Remember Ward did that shit to Kovalev? I've told people, I said, you know what? When you a professional like that, sometimes you just gotta do shit that ain't nobody seen. You just gotta come out and act like I'm a killer, Like, I'm going to just hit you with everything. You got to, change that. If you make somebody change their game plan with your first punch, you good. You good. I'm just telling you. When you make somebody change their whole game plan because you threw one punch. You see what I mean? And it don't have to be in the first round. But as soon as you throw something like, God damn, I got to worry about that. You always got to give somebody, Yeah, yeah. You got always got to give somebody the the dizziness to where they can't figure. Oh shit, what am I gonna do now? If you get that off, you're good. Yeah, we gonna get out here in a second. I see D'Lo 404. Look, he's stupid. He said peace. He said he said Eagles where he said in chat. He said I gotta go get in that crybaby pose. Them Z's, yeah, the crybaby pose. Yeah, the crybaby pose. At least as long as you just like sleeping instead of like getting upset with with your fighter losing. Yeah, I know that Paul Williams that made a lot of people fold up like, oh shit, no, Paul, don't do that. But it's professional fighting, and we got to see. We gonna see, just how it worked. It could be two blowouts, and then we're like, damn, they blew their ass out, man. They did, we gonna be all pumped up like they the shit, man. They ready for it, but let something happen. But like I told y'all before, you already know in Eagles web, man, you let some shit happen. But anyway, salute to D'Lo 404. Get your sleep, man. We all gonna get some sleep in a minute, or at least I'm gonna let y'all go at least. Yeah, King Louis back at there. Sergio versus Jamal. He could be boring or exciting. All depends on how Sergio fight. Yeah, he can come in and get pieced up and just get knocked out or something. I'm looking at it being good. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. B&B boxing. B&B boxing know what it is. He said that old shit punch. Yeah, that's what it is. That old shit punch. You come out, oh shit. You just come out and just throw something. You touch gloves and back up, and then you just, when other fighters coming toward you, just fly over there. You just fly over there and throw a haymaker or some shit, and then an uppercut. You just do some shit that like, damn, that's how you gonna come at me, and then you keep the pressure up the whole time. I mean, I know a lot of fighters used to do that. Now, the fighters did that shit against Mike Tyson. That shit didn't work because they couldn't really land and hurt him because he got that chin. You know what I mean? So they couldn't land and hurt him. And then he was great at getting underneath your shit and countering your shit. And that's usually what happened when somebody tried that foul shit on Mike Tyson. He'd get underneath that shit and then come up, bam, get you. And it'd be night. You're like, oh shit, I'm going to sleep. And that's what it would be. But maybe somebody else can get that shit done. I mean, I want to see one at least. I'm not saying in these fights, but I want to see somebody do it. It might be a preliminary fight or something. But I want to see somebody get one of those off, man. One of those old shit punches off, man. Like, oh shit. Yeah, I got some trivia for y'all about that stuff, man. Because we got some. There's some fighters that's what they used to do that damn near every fight. And we're gonna talk about them one of these times, man. But hopefully these fights will be great, man. Hopefully we get some great fights. And like I told you guys before, I'm looking forward. A lot of these fights are gonna be uppercut action. A lot of these fights, believe me, they're gonna be uppercut action. And you see that we got 3 fights in a row with uppercuts. The uppercuts decided to fight. That's 3 in a row. I told y'all that left hook action shit was dead. These fighters are scared now, so they throwing uppercuts. And it's through an uppercut? No, see, I forgot about that one. But that still ain't my pick, though. You already know who my pick is for those uppercuts. But everybody throwing those uppercuts. That's 3 in a row. And you're looking at the two Charlos have great uppercuts. And so we may see some, damn, that'd be nice, too. 2 more uppercuts for the year. 2 more uppercut stoppages. That'd be nice, man. But anyway, man, we're going to check these fights out tomorrow. We're going to cover them no matter how it happened, man. You already know I'm a host, man, so I can't really I can hope that you win. But, shit, if you get your ass pieced up, I'm going to talk about you bad. Yep. And you right, too, though, King. King said this might be the best card of the year. Yep. Yep. He right, might be. I want Jamel to win, but I got a strange feeling he's going to lose. He said, I'm not sure about this one because he's been brawling in the last 2 fights, and I think it's just right for Rosario. But I could be wrong. And see, when you got those kind of apprehensions and stuff, that's what happens, man. This is not like, this ain't the devil's month. Next month, that's that deception right there, that October, man, really bad month. But September, man, that scepter might come out. Somebody else is going to reign supreme. Yeah, but King Louis said bananas ain't doing shit tomorrow. But come see us though, King. If something happened, you bring your ass back now. Don't be hiding out if something happened. And I'm not saying and I'm not hoping that something happened, but if something happened, bring your ass back. Because I got to have some words with you. But but I don't care either way. I don't give a damn. If Bananas knock his ass smooth out, then Bananas not. He's the man. To me, that's the face of boxing. If he knock his ass out, I'm telling you now, undisputed. Because taxidermy ain't got a chance against Bananas. Bananas is gonna beat the brakes off of him. Yeah. He said he gonna do shit tomorrow, but handing that belt over. That's right. Tell him, B&B, no running from Eagle. Eagle fired y'all's ass, man. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he said, oh yeah, them belts. Yeah, not just one. He gonna hand them belts over, man. But we gonna check it out, man. We gonna see what it is, man. I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I gotta get some more stuff done. And I'm sorry about the stream today, man. I couldn't get the stream done, man. But I see some people that I haven't seen for a while, man, because they can't make my show. My show's a little bit early. But I'm thinking about resetting. I may start doing a couple of shows, later on in the day, a little bit later, probably like about 7 or 8, you guys' time over there on the East Coast. I may start doing some shows like that because I miss some of my people that used to come in, man. I know it was probably a stretch, for y'all to come in, but at least y'all come in and show the support, man. I appreciate that people still, the real people still out here, man. The real people, I still got real people out here. Because I know it's too many damn haters, you know what I mean, everywhere. And, and I got a lot of people to come in, they pay me compliments and stuff, the real people. But they know, I'm going to say I'm going to start, there's going to be other people to come in, and I'm not going to put no cautions out there. I got some family that's coming in too, so y'all be cool. some girls being here, so just be cool. Don't get yourself twisted up in Eagle's web. Yep. Louis said just go live Sunday. But peace, family. Yeah, I'll try to. Yeah. Yeah, we gonna see, man. Cause I gotta watch it on a smaller form and stuff, man. Yeah. Yep. Everybody be there, but anybody. But anyway, man. Shout out to all the real people that I see. I see y'all out there, man. And a shout out to all y'all that mess with me, man. Nothing but blessings, man, on this Friday right here. Right? I'm going to catch y'all, man.